matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
He flips the conversation and he goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Don't need Polly yelling at me, you can't hear anything. Okay. Alright, so, as we start off, we shall recap last session. First, I went to the volume on the music just a little bit down. Even the music's excited to get going. Okay. Last session, you guys had no choice but to leave Espavania, using Kaporin's teleportation circle, taking you to the tower of the Marble and Stone Castle. Dealing with all the foes and traps and options inside, eventually making your way down into the dungeon where Bryn was beset by her old visions and figured out the combination to get into the sealed rooms, thereby destroying the black smoke crystal that perpetuated the eternal darkness around this area, and also allowing her to become the rightful owner of this keep. With that, you guys spent the next day and a half or so going through the different items that are available from this new acquisition, divvying up not only gold, but the items as well, and then also putting some in the group vault in one of those sealed rooms below. Then, you guys were having dinner on your last day when a knock came to the door. The sporadic mad dash to be the one to answer it incurred spellcasting, and I will actually have to retcon something back. But I'm sure Kaporin would have failed the dex save anyway, so Rachaw still would have been the first person to open the door. But Nori, when you tried using the cloak, it did not work. I forgot. I thought you just used it as one of your spells. I forgot that it was your cloak-specific spell you're trying to use. With Rashi going over it with an identify spell, you'll realize that it can only be attuned to by, or only be used by a rogue.
Yeah, I'd give that sucker to Rachaw.
But yeah, since you had never tried using it yet yourself, because the only time you ever got it was Rachaw had already burned it that day. I was like, damn, when's she ever going to try it again? And then I forgot, so my apologies. But I'm sure Kaporin still would have fell. Anyway, the door opened and Barnabas Elrith stood at the door front, casually greeting all of you before being led inside and asking for the tax that he was owed. Understanding after talking with Pon where you guys had been and why it had been a while before he could track anyone down. With this, Richaw handed over the box containing the black crystal inside, and that's when
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant
I absolutely love my dog. I can't deny it. As he held it up, portions of his skin started to melt off. At least, that's what you all saw. It was actually, now that you know that that was a magical disguise, it was portions of the magic being seeped off. But you guys didn't really know it at the time. So, Barnabas took on a more serious tone and told you all if you all are ready to, he will take you back home, because there's some people that need to be seen. Realizing that options probably weren't on the table, you guys gathered your things and took his offer. Also, you guys, now that you knew where you were, didn't know how the hell you were going to get back. So, win-win, or lose-win. Lose-win. Well, you guys teleported back into a room that Bryn had been familiar with. This is the commander's war room, in which he discusses with his generals on tactics, plans, and overall governmental dictations. Here, the person that you had been traveling with, Barnabas, actually is now in the visage of Valek. Emotionally tugging and mind-blowing at the same time for others in different varying degrees, he apologized for the charade and said wait there as he went to go get some people. People in tow happened to be the commander, a few generals, Oryx, and Kazariak. The next hour or so led to a general information dump of pretty much the highest degree you guys have had ever / a long time. You found out that Valek had actually pretended to be Barnabas Elrith for the last few years, but that he is not indeed the father to all the half-elves in this group. Except for one. With that, also, you come to find out he took off the seal that was on you, Bryn. And you learn of... See, I love my dog. You see that with the commander overlooking the Black Crystal, that a god-level event is on the horizon, and things need to be done about it. So, you, Bryn, actually told Valek what was needed and what you knew so far about your specific job that you had been sent out to do with General Rasmussen. He tells you that Kazariak, the leader of their navy now, has a plane rider ship and is available. During some mini-sessions, though, you were also told, Bryn, that the ship is not going to be available immediately. Now, after the commander, the generals, and Kazariak all went off to go do what they needed to prep their different districts as well as their people, Oryx and Valek stayed behind and had a bit more intimate of conversations, with Valek learning that Nori was, in fact, his daughter. Richaw handed over the spell book that he had found and sent Oryx into a stupor in which dogs barked in the background and he transcribed as much spells as he could. But this did not deter him from going at a fast speed. After a while, when questions started to die down a little bit, as it was more of just cognitively trying to remember everything now, thank God you guys don't actually just have to remember it and you can use notes. Different people started to separate differently, most going to the tavern following a couple of the guards who were going to take them to the local tavern, whereas Bryn went with Valek to go finally deliver the letter from Floki to Jeanette. And Nori went with Oryx to go see Tiva. Now, we return where the guards had dropped off the majority of the group, Richaw, Amric, Rashi, and Kaporin, at the local tavern. Actually, I have to pull up Castletown stuff. This is fun.
Finally back in Ixian.
I could not tell you what that
Same.
tavern's or the inn's name was. I'm sorry.
So we have the general shop is called the Endless Barrel. The tavern is called the Fort's Stone.
I'm half convinced I never actually learned those names.
I don't think you did.
Yeah, that wasn't the tavern we spent our time at.
No,
You
this
guys-
would have been the tavern way before you, even.
I was in Castletown.
Yeah, when we came back through it, but I'm talking at the very beginning.
All right. So, Kaporin already, most of you probably at a table, enjoying your guys' company and kind of going over some of the information. I'm sure Rashi has a few questions, and Amric is more of just enjoying a drink. Kaporin is at the bar, chatting and buying drinks for as many male compatriots of this lone bar as he can. Let me check. Yeah, not really caring about age. But he's about 4 gold down. And Bryn, you get shoved back into the front of this tavern, not quite inside, just outside. And you see currently coming around a corner towards the tavern Arx and Nori walking side by side.
I'll wait for them to, I guess, come up or meet them at the door.
I do have to say, sister, your girlfriend is very keen.
Or just kind of looks up at RX, just like,
None of my girlfriends ever waited outside the tavern for me.
well, you've also never had the greatest taste in women. I'm so sorry.
I'm not sorry. You tasted pretty good to me.
I didn't need to know that at all.
You're a few years older now. You can handle it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean I want, we're just going to move on.
Lead the way. Don't want to interrupt you two lovers.
Murray just sighs and goes over to Bryn and goes, how did everything go?
Better than I expected, I suppose. What about you?
It was, let's just call it interesting. It was interesting. All good things, I guess. Figured some stuff out. Yeah.
I guess you have more questions now.
Yes and no. Well, the thing is, Avita, they're a child now? Reincarnate? I don't fully understand everything, but it's weird that the person who raised me now looks like a 6-year-old.
I mean, yeah, it's a little weird.
What about you? Was yours semi-normal?
I feel like I just saw an older version of myself, which was strange, but it was good.
I'm glad.
Bryn's gonna go ahead and walk in with her into the tavern to go
Arx
find
is
other
already
people.
just straight ghosted past you all, and
Yup.
he needs just as much of a drink. So, since Kaporin's buying drinks, Arx just saddles up next to him, like, "All right," and slaps it down, and Kaporin just slams him a drink. You guys walk in, you see Amric, Rashi, and Racha. Well, Racha, I need to ask what you're doing because you vary wildly depending on which tavern you're in. Going from sleeping on the table with the Goliath because you guys pulled an all-nighter to sitting in a corner or trying to get on
being
tower.
on the roof and getting a left shoe for it.
Yeah.
He's probably hanging out with Amric and Rashi right now, just sort of. He understands that he is sitting in an Ixian bar and is probably a little more controlled than usual, but he's still trying to be a little lively for Amric and Rashi, just to make it seem like he's not uncomfortable. All of a sudden, he just sort of like it's a punchline, just goes, "I'd also prefer not to get shot," and starts laughing weirdly.
Oh, thank God, Bryn, Nori, over here.
How you holding up, Rashi?
I have no idea what he's trying to say. He just says lines and then starts cackling crazily.
Sometimes he isn't saying anything in particular, and he's just doing it to fuck with us.
As they get over to the table, Amric's gonna order probably one shot of something really strong, and then some kind of wine, and give the shot to Bryn and the wine to Nori when they get over here. I don't think Amric knows that Nori doesn't drink.
Well, luckily here. Oh, we get to order for Nori? Oh shit! Okay, guys.
A little late for that one.
Give me options.
Fucked up.
Give me options. Give me options. What are we getting here?
Well, we know metagaming wise what the best stuff is.
True.
Yeah, but by the time she
I mean,
gets back,
Bryn would know it.
she's had to have had 10 shots of everything.
But
in
first
the bar.
time, Kaporan goes ahead and slaps seven silver down for a round of fireball shots for everybody. And that's what they're called in this world too, because wizards. Second round is called, hold on, I got a shot list. I had been creating this forever. Okay, we got the lightning strike. It's a nice little blue one, so that one's fun. No, leave, Nori. You're
False
drinking.
alarm. My roommate was screaming, and I was really concerned. Sorry.
It's all right.
What happened? What did I miss?
Belle wants you to leave again.
It's definitely an emergency. You should go deal with that.
Yeah.
No,
She could be
it's-
under duress.
She was watching Full Metal Alchemist and got to the episode with the dog.
You know what? She emotionally might not be all there. You have to.
Yeah, you might need to go comfort her for that.
Her
Her
That's
boyfriend's
a
there.
tough
It's fine.
situation.
What am I missing? What have you done?
Nothing.
We're in the process of doing it. Go.
Your Nori's not 3 shots in.
Yet.
God damn it.
You-
I can't. I just need to not say anything. I should have just said be right back and then just
As soon as I
Nope.
said order for me, I was like, let's do this.
You should have
being
seen the
betrayed.
glee on his face, Nori. It was not good for you.
There was a fireball shot and a lightning strike shot. We were going for the heavy hitters quick. Kaporan paid for the first
Interesting.
round.
I'm glad I have lesser restoration stocked for later.
See, she's already had the shots.
No, that's not what I meant. Okay, we're just gonna move on.
Okay, so she comes to her senses after the second shot. She asks for a water.
They were double shot glasses. Means we're 4 shots in.
Poor lightweight Nori.
Okay, so Kaporan did, by the way, do the fireball shots for everybody. So I already marked his silver down.
You know what? If we're
I'd
going
shoot mine.
party mode, Amric will put down 15 gold for the next few rounds.
If you're doing shots, that'll last a while. If you're doing ale and such, that'll pretty much last all night. Seven.
We're probably doing both. I can imagine Bryn and I are definitely going with shots for a while.
Oh yeah, Bryn will definitely be there with you.
The
This
group
is-
of
And
four beer,
Nori
you're
wants
in
to
the
get
clear.
fucked up. We're just
Oh.
gonna keep going.
Yeah.
This has been the most interesting week and a half of Amric's life. So he's going for it.
Rough couple months for Nori.
And Arx is here, so you feel a little bit safer than you usually would.
This is fine. He's a wizard.
Arx,
Oh,
Arx will buy some top shelf. Why not?
before I forget,
He's got 25,000 gold.
before the guards would have left, since Amric's from Ixia, but he didn't really do towns. He would have asked if and where to possibly buy magical armor, and then where he could find a blacksmith's otherwise for armor and javelins to purchase for the next day, if he remembers that after tonight.
Yeah, as far as magical armor goes, your best chance at getting some is going to be with the guards. Because though magic is starting to, be more accepted in Ixia, not a lot of places have enchanters for stuff yet. And Castletown's probably going to be sort of like the last bastion before that place gets more inundated with magic.
All right, yeah, that's what I figured, but I know Amric's knowledge of big towns would have been pretty limited to begin with.
But as far as regular armor goes, blacksmith here is pretty much open all night. Hey, it's enough.
That's an errand for tomorrow.
All right. Yeah, because most of the magical armor has been garnered from the fights and then taken back. So mostly it's the guards. So seeing everyone kind of pop one off, especially his little sister, Arx will pay for some top shelf and comes by with shot glasses for each of you of what almost looks like water.
When a new wave calls, you answer.
I'm assuming between me and
And when a
Arx,
new wave calls, you answer. I mean, come on.
I'm assuming between me and Arx, we're basically done for the night with paying.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 gold would be enough to run you guys for a while. Enough to start making con saves. Some sooner than others. But
I probably would have had the first shot from Kaparin and then has just been coasting the second beer. He knows what happened last time.
Yeah, so Arx is going to drop 3 platinum for these shots.
Nori just kind of raises an eyebrow at him and it's just like, of course.
It just looks like water.
You little fancy boy.
Does Bryn know what this is?
Make a history check.
I'm guessing Amric doesn't get that privilege.
No.
I was gonna ask if it was the stuff we saw the dude Barnabas made a deal with drinking, the angel's tears or whatever.
It's too hard to tell. I mean, because it really just does look like water, so it's not like. And you weren't close
Really need
enough.
to up my intelligence.
It could just
score.
be straight vodka for all we know.
Bryn, this
Straight
could be the
ethanol.
second character that almost gets killed by drinking to death.
Dude, seriously though.
Just straight ethanol you guys are drinking. Yeah, unfortunately, you
I'll get alcohol poisoning and die.
just burn through your liver. You don't understand what it is. But Arx raises a toast up. Says, for all the roads that have led us here and all the winding ones left to take.
Cheers.
Yes. And he knocks one back.
Knocks it back. Let's see
Are
what
we all-
con save I have
Are
to
we all
do.
making con saves?
No.
Yep. No con save?
You're all making wisdom saves.
I was not. I go on the strike.
That is an 18 for
Hey!
Nori.
We all
Oh, I actually got the
good
lowest
except for
one.
Bryn.
It is 2 nat fucking 20s. What did Arx roll?
Arx has legendary saves, so he's good. All right, so Nori, Amrik, Richa, Bryn, and Rashi all fail. Kaporin is the only one who was able to succeed.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
That is
Fucking
absolute
wisdom.
bullshit.
So, oh god, since you all fail, only Kaporin's going to see this, and Kaporin is already pretty toasty. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. Okay. Well, in that regards, then, you guys all just float to black. Like, the shots, and then as you guys, like, take the shot and then lean forward, it's almost as if a warm pillow is laid out in front of you, and you all just lay down into it, and darkness overtakes you all.
Last time I had a character drink, that was the start of the downhill for me and Kaporin.
With that, each one of you sees different people in your lives that make you feel happy. There is, with this drink, there is no bad rides. So, you're seeing friends, family members that you appreciate. There's no real negative feelings to all this. And then there's this interesting warmth. It's almost like a hot towel from a spa gets placed across your back, and it just immediately just warms you up. Not like scalding hot, but warm. Sneezing. Oh my god.
Bananas.
In pajamas. All right. So as the towel warms you up, each one of you gets an interesting voice in your ear, different for each one. It doesn't feel menacing or diabolical or hidden agenda-esque, but all of you only Bryn understands this language. Wait, Ritra, what languages do you know?
Elven, Auran, and Common. And then technically Thieves' Camp, but that's not really a language. No.
Yeah, so only Bryn understands this celestial language. Bryn, and for the rest of you, it's very sing-songy, so it's just almost like a lullaby being sung in your ear. Bryn, you hear, it says, yours would be down here. What did you roll? You rolled in at 20, but it's still not enough. Okay. Make a history check for me, Bryn.
This fucking intelligence thing, man. What the hell?
This is not too old.
Alright, I'm gonna roll again. Do the indomitable thing,
Okay,
because
yeah.
why not? Just kidding. It's only saving throws.
This is a save. Oh, no, this is a history check. Never mind. Okay. It sounds familiar to you, but you're not exactly sure what it is. It's basically saying the ones go down, the ones come up. Ones go down, ones come up. To east and west they ride, once more unto the motherland. We bring them up, we die. It sounds like some sort of lullaby from when you were a kid, but you're not sure what it is and what it means. But about 45 minutes later, you all wake up. Interesting facial imprints of the table across everyone's face, except for Arx and Kaporin, which Kaporin has then left you all and gone back to the bar. Arx stayed behind.
Is there any residual effects of being drunk or high at all?
Oh, well, by the time that you guys wake up, all the alcohol that had been in your system is now fully saturated your bloodstreams. So even if you weren't feeling drunk beforehand, you wake up sloshed.
The fuck was that?
Feeling good.
Oh man, it's gonna suck tomorrow.
Pats her on the back and is like, constantly feel the breeze.
I missed everything you said because my internet went out for half a second.
I thought that was in character for a second. I was like, yeah.
That would work too.
But to that effect, drunk or no?
Yes, highly.
Yes, okay.
I believe
Basically,
his words were sloshed.
yeah. Like I was saying, your blood, the alcohol had gone through your bloodstream and completely saturated everything. So by the time you woke up, it's like a freight train kicking you down in the front teeth.
Looking at Eric's and be like, people fucking with shit. And like holding up the glass.
Strong stuff, isn't it? Feels good, though. Want to see something interesting? Tap your 2 index fingers together and then push them apart.
Emmerich does not even hesitate.
Nori does it as well. She's gone.
A little bit of white energy, which you've seen in Rashi's Sacred Flame, spreads between the 2 fingertips, up until about 7 or 8 inches before it becomes too far and it snaps away.
Heinrich, your magic again.
This magic feels a lot different. And he's just kind of doing it.
Nori just completely fascinated by just, ooh.
You could do it between your other fingers and like spiderweb it. The whole 9.
Racha begins doing those little hand rave move maneuvers.
Light gloves, yep. But yeah, so for the next half hour, you are resistant to radiant damage.
Does anything different happen to Bryn?
Nope. Except yours is longer. Like you could pretty much put your hands completely separated from each other, like outstretched, and the little tether will stay.
If whoever's sitting next to me, if Emmerich goes and like pats him on the shoulder and then moves his hand away, does it extend between? Nope. Okay.
It's not slime.
Well, in all honesty, kind of because I want to know what it was, but it makes sense for him to do it while he's playing around and he's doing his things with his hands. He's gonna start singing the song that he heard while he was unconscious, just like absentmindedly out, and like be dancing to it like it's a rave.
Does his say just something different than what Bryn heard? Okay.
Or just watching the pretty bird dance.
Well, time for the next shot. Everyone's gonna order the next round.
All right. So, more shots of brats. Not quite as top shelf as what RX bought, but still, definitely enough to keep the party going. And You guys can drink into the winds of the night. I just need to make one. He had disadvantage because he's drunk.
For the purposes of ending the night, Amric won't go out and flirt with anyone, but if anyone flirts with him, other than Kaporin, it's
Well, now you're just asking for too much.
Important distinction.
Just because I'm curious, is this the bar that Barrick started out in or no?
Yep.
Fun.
Yeah, so as far as this bar goes, it's the main bar in Castletown, so it's highly populated by soldiers. But Kaporin, unfortunately unlucky. So someone's got to babysit him now because he's done. Just short of not being ambulatory.
not it.
Not it. We're done.
Not
Nope.
it.
Preparing's on his own.
Chaw's got this. He's the wingman, remember?
Literally. All right. But you guys can have any conversations that need to be had tonight, or do whatever you like. Rooms here. Rooms here. 3 gold a night.
Can I ask how much would be left out of that 15 gold for the purposes of leaving gratuity?
Are you basically guys trying to close this place down, or just a few drinks to have fun?
Chaw is good for the rest of the night after getting sloshed off the one shot.
I think it depends on how wasted Amric is after from that one shot. But he's down. He needs some stress relief. He's down to go all night till it closes. If everyone else is.
Bryn will take that bet.
Yeah, Nori's not gonna last long, but she
Drinking
needs
game
this.
between Bryn and Amric. Let's go.
All right, con saves, people. Except for Chuck.
Before we do that, Bryn would try to ask Arx, what was that shot that we had? What was it called?
Angel's Tears.
Did mine go through? I think I DC'd from roll 20 somehow.
No, we don't see it.
Okay.
Nori got a 14. It tracks.
I gotta let it reload. 1 second.
Rashi and Bryn are good. With the amount of drinks Kaporin had, he would need a nat 20 just to survive.
Oh gosh.
Is he gonna die? That would be the worst way to go out.
No, just feel like he wants to. You can just
Someone might have to roll for me.
you can just roll a 20 and roll 20.
I can't roll up roll 20. It's giving me this site cannot be reached. Let me start fucking closing everything.
Okay, Emmerich got a 13.
13 total or 13?
Well, it was a 7 with plus 6. Oh no, sorry, it was a 6 plus 7. So 13 total. So, I'm guessing you all found your ways into rooms. They're large enough rooms and large enough beds to even share if need be. Rashi would get her own room. Rachar, you taking Kapoor into his own room?
Yeah, I'd bunk with him too if he needed it.
Okay. Alright, so you want to take it out of his coin purse, or do you want to pay for it?
I'd split half and half, whatever.
2. Okay. Ladies are probably together.
Yeah, Bryn will pay for it. I'm assuming we're doing the 2 nights.
Well,
You're
you've
just
never told
doing one
anybody
thing.
how long is it going to take.
Oh God, I forgot.
I took the money out of Amherst for one night.
Yeah. Vacancies aren't that hard at this place, so you don't need to worry about locking into your room. You can get another one or continue to pay on. So as far as things go, Emric, Nori, and Kaporin, you all incur a point of exhaustion by the next day.
Fun.
Yep.
Well, I will do that as soon as I can update my sheet.
No worries. But anything before everyone wakes up? Okay. So, the night is gone in blurred images and slowly slodging colors in the memories. But you all wake up, some feeling much better, and some feeling much worse. But the day is before you. It is nice weather. Looks like you guys are heartily in the middle of the warming season. And the day is yours.
I give out my cock-a-doodle-doo as usual as everybody sort of joins into the group just to give everybody with the hangover mess an annoyance.
Kapoor,
Yeah, Nora would have cast Lesser Restoration on herself to get rid of the poison effect.
Kapoor is going to, at your cockle-doo-doo-doo, try and use Vicious Mockery at you, but is instead going to do Dancing Lights. So you start to cockle-doo-doo-doo, and then it looks like a small little light show is happening around you as it's happening. So it's like you're having your own concert cockle-doodle-doo. Cockle-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Just starts sounding like a jazz trumpet that's a little muted all of a sudden.
Yeah. You got the little horn cover. All right, so what would you guys like to do today?
Regret my life decisions.
As most people do the next day. Bourne's gonna sleep in a little bit after being heavily woken up by the cockle-doodle doing. And he says, Richard, if you try to wake me up again, it's not gonna be lights this time.
You stealth away in real life.
And he's gone. What you
I'm
guys
not meaning to.
No worries. You guys have the entire day in the town to yourselves.
When Amric gets up, he will miserably go out and do his errands. He wants to buy a new thing of chainmail, and then he would also like to try and purchase 6 javelins. And then he also needs a new backpack, a new bedroll. He will be trading in his short bow wherever we'll take it.
The place you're getting the javelins, they'll take the short bow. But chainmail's probably your first thing you want to do, and that's 75 gold.
Okay. I'll write that down, but sure.
How many was it javelins that you wanted?
6 javelins.
Alright, that's going to cost you 5 gold. But if you trade the short bow in, they'll just do a swap.
Alright. Put that in Discord so I don't. Oh, I can't even open Discord. Ooh, I'm gonna restart my
I'm
computer after
writing it
this one.
down for you. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I have it too.
And then, yeah. Then other than that, just the backpack and bedroll, and I believe that's all I was looking for. But if I get my character sheet up later and I realize something, I'll team it to you.
Mm-hmm. So backpack bedroll combo together is just gonna be 2 gold.
Okay. That was all for Amber's errands. So while the group does their stuff, I'm gonna restart my computer. See
Alright.
if that will fix something.
They're gonna immediately set off on their adventure. Got it.
Yep, absolutely. Just leave him behind. Yeah, Nori's just face first on the bed for a while, just going, I regret many things right now.
So, Racha, I had it listed as Rockbox in my inventory, but it no longer has the rock inside of it. So I assume it's not 25 pounds anymore. But do I still have that box, or did they take the box
No, they
with
took
it?
the box too. So you can free up that weight.
Ooh, I'm down to only 30 pounds carried right now. It was 25 pounds. It was the half of my weight carried.
You okay, Nori?
I could be better.
Bryn's just gonna sit there and try to comfort you with it however she can. She's
I'll be
okay.
fine. I'm just gonna get some water.
I feel like Bryn's picked up a new tick, where she like sits there and like pulls the flowers out and then puts them back in and like pulls the flower, like just absentmindedly like whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah, probably. Probably
Just
doing
always
something
making
like
sure that they're there. Like okay, they're still there. They still work.
Yeah, I forgot about that too. Jesus. Yeah, Bryn will just stay with Nori until she's ready to leave the room.
I don't remember everything that happened, but I'm going to kill Oryx.
No, don't do that. He's a good one, even though he's says interesting things.
Debatable.
I feel like if you did that, you'd regret it later. How's that?
Not really. Just you say to siblings. All right, I just need to get out and get out. Let's do this.
So we're meeting Kazariak here, but are we launching from here? Because isn't Castletown like nowhere near water?
Correct.
I guess I'm asking if Kazariak is here to approach or not.
I mean, he's not at the tavern. You guys never really got that much information on that specifically. There's one person that has some more information, but they have yet to disclose it to the group.
Well, didn't they say they were gonna meet Kazariak at the tavern last night?
Arx did. Pretty much everyone else was unconscious.
Thanks, Oryx.
Would have been approached.
But he approached you all. Just no one remembers.
Before I forget, if it's worth anything, Amric will attempt to trade in his old chainmail for whatever it would be worth now, even if it's just scrap.
Yeah, it'd mainly just be scrap using for everything. They'd give you about 10 gold for it.
Okay, so what? That would bring the total to 67.
Yeah.
I guess once we go all down, I guess would that Emmerich be doing that after we eat and all that, or
Yeah, for
does Emmerich
breakfast.
just head out? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how successful he would be walking around on an empty stomach and a hangover.
Well, as you guys walk down, certain blonde, elven, high elf is sitting at one of the tables.
Neelix, attack.
I'm glad you all finally roused yourselves from your slumbers. Everyone feeling peachy?
This is RX, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Nori flips him off.
Thumbs up.
Bryn like puts her hand down.
Wonderful. Well, we can get some food going, and kind of looks over towards the bar front and kind of waves in general direction. The barmaid sees it and kind of looks at everyone starting to walk over, does a quick head count, and goes and starts getting food ready.
And I'll take a seat with RX.
This is Barrick remembers. He had a little thing with this barmaid.
It was an okay thing. It wasn't like a.
No, but I'm just saying, like,
I know.
this
She
is
just says "uh-oh" from behind me. I'm like, it's not that bad.
It's Barrick we're talking about.
No, this is like the first person to show Barrick any like compassion in Ixia.
Semblance of respect, and it was mostly because I saved this place from burning down.
This is Moira.
We were here as our other characters.
You guys came back through, I think, once.
No,
Yeah.
because Kayla met Moira. I remember that.
Well,
yeah, we definitely
Yeah, Barrick.
we
back
definitely
to
came
meet her.
through, but we still never learned what the name of the place was either time.
But she ends up bringing food. It's large slabs of what looks to be like cuts of bacon and just all the greasy, fatty meats possible, just to help soak up all the intoxicated liquid that still resides in the body. And a couple ales to help hair the dog it out. She saw how late you guys left last night, so she knows. But Arx waits a while before, after letting you all eat a little bit. Any wonderful plans for the day? A little bit louder than any of you would really appreciate, but regardless.
Amric will flinch a little bit and just say, I think just a couple errands.
Nothing in
Adventure?
particular.
Adventure?
Well, we'll be here for a couple days. I was told that the boat won't be ready for a while, or for a couple days.
Okay, that's good to know.
I think I need to go get a couple things though too. And I'm pretty sure someone's meeting me here. But I'm not 100% sure on that.
Well, don't let me stop you. I've only got one person out of your group that I need to annoy today.
No, I don't think you're the only one who wants to talk to her though.
That's exactly why I need to annoy her.
All right, what's up?
Oh, we can wait till your friends have all gone.
Why?
This is family business.
Oh boy.
Lock. And he just sort of gestures towards everybody.
You may be the flock, but I don't think you need to be invested in every aspect of her life just yet.
He just sort of like looks at him and like squints curiously and is like, please?
Well, Nori, would you like Richard to be there while you have a discussion with your now found out father and his wife?
Not really.
On the more
I'd like to do that
intricacies
alone.
and delicacies
Fuck, I'm hungover.
of possibly what is going to now become of the rest of your life.
Fuck.
I mean, it's an option.
Does anyone have a diamond? So I can cast Greater Restoration on myself.
I mean, technically, you know what Bryn does.
Nori, just get through it.
I know, but I don't trust myself.
I mean, you're gonna be with what sounds like your brother and Valek. I know you get a little shooty when you're angry, but I think
I'm not angry in particular at the moment.
Okay, annoyed, mainly at Kaporin.
Yeah, because I've had experience with. This is an annoyance. This is me being nervous for a meeting with my father and his wife.
Oh, in that case, drinks?
No.
Amric's gonna get that's almost strange on him. He's gonna get a bit of a mischievous look in his eye, and he's going to say, well, if you're worried about your appearance, Kaporin could always give you a makeover.
God damn it, no.
Did someone say makeover? As
Kaporin, I will lightning bolt you in the face, I don't care!
As Rashi goes, like I said, shooty.
Nori pauses for a second and just like reevaluates her life choices for a moment.
Bryn's just gonna take Nori's hand and just like pat it. It's okay.
You have a point, and I apologize.
And then Kaporin proceeds to fall down the stairs.
I'm laughing so much, my glasses keep fogging up, and I can't see.
So, I think your brother and Vedic will be. Though the point of your nervousness also be there to help you along with things.
All right, let's do it.
Yes, sister, I can tell them all about the times where you were a
child. No,
child.
You're not going to say anything, RX.
We'll see. As he kind of gets up and like goes to pull your chair out and is looking at you, Bryn, while he's pulling your chair out and goes, "Oh yeah."
You can also tell him about the thing that happened.
Tell that to Nori or Arx?
No, I'm telling him to Arx. The thing that she can't say. She's trying to go around it.
Thing? Oh, that you
all
are.
No. When we went to that room before, and you brought me there. I can't actually say it. And she's gonna like try. She'll try to say Valek stabbed me, but nothing comes out.
I fear you may have already had one too many drinks this morning. As he slides the half-drunken ale away from you.
Nori's just like, I've dealt with Bryn not being able to talk about something before, and she knows Arx will lie to her, so Nori will ask about this later.
All right, you all have a wonderful day.
Before you go, I'm sorry to take up any more of your time, but I forgot to ask this last time during the info dump, but Amric will move aside what he's using to cover the logo or the symbol on his shield and ask if Arx knows what it means.
He kind of looks down at it. I believe that's primordial. No, epistle. It's weird. It seems to be one of the two, like, combined. I believe it says something along the lines of iron blood. Not sure what that means.
Interesting.
Well, I suppose I'll have to spend some time figuring that out. But thank you.
All right, sister.
Just because I feel like if Caparin is there and he's mentions that, he'd probably ask about that note we found in the volcano. But that's just me.
Oh, we retconned it. He already asked, and I sent him the message of what it is.
Okay, cool.
And with that, he grabs
Wish me luck.
your hand tightly, Nori, before you guys leave a small bit of dust in their wake, and you find yourself in a pitch black room, Nori, with Arx.
As you see a hidden Rachad jump out from his hiding spot, go, fuck!
Gotcha. Nope, no Rachaz in here. But as you're in the pitch dark room, Arx is like, this is funny, but enough with the games. And you hear fingers snap. And as that happens, about four torches along the walls light up. And you see Valek standing, and in a chair in front of him is the woman that you can only guess, the woman that you guys had seen in the room that he introduced as his wife. She's sitting there with her legs crossed, fingertips touching between both hands, kind of just waiting. You hear as two chairs come out of the darkness of the corners of the room to be in front of you both. Arx kind of flaps his robes back and takes a grandiose seat.
Yeah, Nori will sit down on the chair.
Valek doesn't say anything. He has his hands gripped on the back of the chair in front of him. The woman, you know, is Yelena. She stands up, kind of takes a few steps towards the two of you, going in between. And she kind of like leans over a little bit. So, you, looks at you, Nori, are his daughter. And you, looks over at Arx, are her sister. Arx, well, half sister, but yes. The only half that counts. Yelena kind of looks down into the space between you two and nods at this. Straightens her back up and spins around and goes, well, thank fuck that you're not his father. Arx kind of like leans forward in his chair. No, I take offense to this. Oh, you're a troublemaker and you know it.
Again, Nori's not talking, but she just nods with a little smile.
I mean, I'm not gonna deny it, but I make trouble in the right areas. So, can you tell me how, then, exactly the right area it is to turn one of my captains into a pig, and then turn one of my soldiers into a chicken and have them chase each other?
Oryx!
It was just a bit of fun. As soon as any damage was dealt, they would have turned back. And they deserved it. Well, care to explain? Well, the one that I turned into a pig called this very lovely woman that I had seen at the tavern the night before a porker. And the one who became a chicken said, no, she's not a porker. Look at those chicken legs. I thought it was only right.
Nori doesn't say anything, but silently agrees with him.
It's going to be a series of quick motions between the two of them, as a lot of casting gets done. Alright. After about 20 seconds of just furious casting between the two, and you're seeing counter spells and shielding and everything, Valak has moved back away from the chair a little bit as...
Yeah, Nori kind of like she stays in the chair, but she leans as far away as possible.
Yeah, there's an errant spell that kind of like goes off the shield of Yelena at one point. It kind of just spitters past Valak, and Valak is just like leans, like walks back a few steps.
It just like, I don't want to get hit. This is a powerful wizard. The last time I got hit with a powerful wizard spell, I just about died. Gonna avoid that.
It's after these few moments, though, that you kind of like flinch and close your eyes and just lean away before everything goes quiet and you hear a thud in the chair next to you.
Look over to Oryx.
Well, you're looking over at a donkey. Oryx, the donkey, kind of just as you like look over at him, just kind of turns towards you.
Nori bursts out laughing.
What? It was only right. He was being an ass.
Which is why she was laughing. She understood the pun.
Oh, she was talking this more to the room as Valak is just... Now you know why I chose this room. Are you done, dear? Yes, you can pull up the blinds. And he kind of claps his hands as large, heavy blackout curtains pull up, and the room starts to get illuminated from 3 different windows. And you see there's a bunch of sigilling markings all across this room. It seems to be some sort of magic tryout room. So it can withstand pretty much any magical stuff that happens inside. But she lets him be a jackass for a bit.
Nori will allow it.
And she sits down in the chair. So, Nori, Valak has told me your situation. I'm Yelena. It's very nice to meet you, and I don't plan on taking any overt role in your life, but am here if you need me.
Yeah, I have no illusions of whether or not you two want me in your life.
Oh, that's not... and she kind of like turns back to Valak, who's now walked back up to the chair, and puts his hand on her shoulder. No, that's not what we mean. I know in my regards, you've already had a mother, and someone who was basically your mother, from what Valak has told me, so you don't need any female leads in your life. But I know that you've never had a sister, and that's probably a safer role for me to take. Um, it's an offer, and like I said, I am not forcing it to you, but just know that I am here, and so is Velik. He wants to be a part of your right. Yes, I do. And so we just want to make sure that you know, though we are, what's the proper word? Dangerous. Though we are dangerous in our own rights, we're not dangerous to you.
You have to understand. The only other father figure I have had set the bar extremely low.
Well, I'm definitely hoping not to ever trip over that bar.
That would be appreciated.
But the same thing goes for you. I understand that Avita has taken an interesting role in your life, sort of filling your maternal and paternal role as you grew up, and you're a full-grown woman now, so there's no need for more family to embark upon this. But we are family, and are more than willing and able to be here for you when need be.
Nori will nod and just goes, Avita is my, they are my parents. And I guess, yeah, you have a point. I'm full grown. Whether or not you, I'm sorry, I'm very nervous and I'm not great at talking to people. So I'm doing my best here.
Yelena kind of just smiles. So far, so good.
I'd like to not fuck things up.
Well, you're doing better than him, that's for sure. She kind of just nods towards Arx.
He enjoys
Who's
playing pranks
licking
to
himself now.
mixed success.
She snaps him out of it, and he comes slamming down into the chair backwards. And now, was that really necessary? As he starts to turn himself back around.
It was kind of funny.
You were being an ass, and by your justifications. Yes, yes. Overt joke. Glad you could make it. It's better than your dry sense of humor you usually have.
You're making friends, aren't you, RX?
Just the good ones. Like we were telling your sister here, you both are family. In weird runaround. I'll deny it if you ever bring it up in decent public conversation, but there's no getting rid of you. There's no getting rid of us. So, more dependent upon Nori, less dependent upon you. It's your choice how much you want us in your lives.
I'd like that.
Well, damn, Nori. I think this is the first time being related to you has come with a boon.
You know, I should be offended, but the fact that you're not wrong trumps that.
Oh, come on. How many times a day do you think, oh, I want to kill him?
Not really. It's just,
Just
I
just
like
when you
having
think
you
about
around.
it.
Oh yes, definitely.
Arx kind of stands up. So, awkward family group hug?
Sure. Awkward family group hug.
Valik was like about to say something, and kind of like looks down at Yelena, who just looks up, just deadpan face up at Valik.
I like to imagine this is something Arx and Nori would do to their parents.
And Yelena gets up, and as soon as Yelena gets up, starts walking towards you, Arx kind of tries to like bring her in, and Valik just like a ghost, just a massive shadow movement, and then gets up in between the two of them. You do want your arm back, don't you? What? I thought it was in the air of family friendship. Valik just takes him underneath the shoulder and kind of clasps his arm over his other shoulder. As you guys go in for a very awkward hug. Where it's more
Nori just like
Valik trying to
very...
physically keep Arx away from fucking with Yelena and vice versa.
To Elena, I just go, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry, I will get him back for him later.
Just don't kill him. I kind of need him, please.
I can bring him back. And after the 7 or so seconds of the awkward physical fighting hug, everyone separates with a couple steps back. And Yelena kind of just like sucks the dust off her arms and shoulders. All right, so I'm going now. And she kind of just and dips out the door that she had been slowly walking back towards. I'm sorry for Yelena. Only child, single parent, parent died young. Not really a big family person, and when we initially got together, that was sort of a conjoining factor between our two lives, and now it all kind of got flipped. And it's part of you.
Whoops.
As he points towards Arx. What? I'm the brother everyone wishes they had. Except for those that have me. Then sometimes they don't wish for it.
Exactly.
See? True testament right here. It gives you a nuggie.
And just gives a long sigh and accepts it. She's just like, I don't want to fight this today.
He kind of like reaches both of his hands out. After giving you the nuggie, reaches his hands out and kind of like brushes both sides of your hair, so kind of framing your face. And then as he does so, he goes down your hair and he basically gives your hair an extra foot full of hair.
Never a good time to run out of fresh. Luckily,
Why? Why?
I like it longer.
Interesting. Okay. Worried about fighting. That is what I'm worried about. Long hair gets in the way.
I believe you have a girlfriend who could probably teach you some interesting braids that it won't become a problem.
Nori does not respond.
Valik kind of like leans in.
She's just thinking about it.
You actually should ask her about the snake braid. It's an interesting one that's good for combat.
Off in the distance, there's a goblin very angry about the drawing that Nori must have now.
You best believe I'm texting them right now.
So with that, Valik kind of gestures towards the door, allowing you both to go through. Asks if either of you two need anything of him.
Not to my knowledge.
Arx just says, "It's all right, Father. I've got your number." Valik just shakes his head and then just dusts away into the wind.
What the fuck?
What?
I am so confused on many levels, and I don't think I'm getting any answers.
It was either that or Daddy-O.
You know, that would have been worse.
Yeah, see? I'm improving.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, with every day.
Alright, now I feel like I need to ask, though I don't need to ask, but I should ask just in case. Is there a possible compatriot amongst your group that I should send you to?
What? Oh, teleport. I'm smart. Yeah, just Bryn.
Oh, what a surprise! Have fun. And he just pushes your chest. And
What?
as he does so, you kind of like start to fall backwards and then turn to catch yourselves. And Bryn, you just get impacted in the chest as Nori just face plants into you.
I try to catch her apparently
Make a deck save.
because that's not going to be comfy.
Fucking RX.
Yeah, we're gonna indomitable that because don't want it to be. That's gonna hurt her.
It's fine, it'll be funny.
So she starts to fly into you and she impacts, but you kind of like catch and turn at the same time. So she doesn't make like full impact to your armor. But you end up kind of doing like the dip and like dance move, dipping her a little bit. So just randomly throughout the town as you guys have been walking, she just appears and then you dip her.
While she's like that,
Motherfucking
Bryn's just gonna
RX.
say, "Hello."
Hi, I'm sorry. RX. Just RX.
You don't need to say anymore. And she'll help her stand up straight.
It's funny because I feel like as she was dipped, Rachaw's like right there. So she like dips and then
Like
looks,
eye level with Richa.
yeah, then like looks backwards and Rachaw's just like, "Oh."
She's just gonna, once you get up, she's gonna be like, how did, RX, never mind.
Yeah. So, met them. It was fine. She turned RX into a donkey because he was being an ass, so respect for her for that.
Doesn't really surprise me.
You know, it's who he is, unfortunately. But yeah, it was good, I think. What else are we doing today?
I would say you guys are probably out either accompanying Amric on his errands and seeing what's available for yourselves when this goes down. So by this time, you guys have already probably gone to the blacksmith and gotten the chainmail.
Bryn also wanted to get a bedroll and arrows. But yeah, that's wherever those are.
So going with Amric to the weaponsmith where he swaps out the short bow for the javelins. You can get the arrow. How many arrows do you want?
I think she's at 14. I think I just wanted to fill up the quiver. She's fine.
Yeah, I'd also like to get some arrows.
There's also be a moment in time, Rachaw, if you want to fill up your quiver.
I might as well, for sure. It's like more than half full, but I mean, if I can hold 60 arrows, I might as well hold 60 arrows,
You're the one that has the interdimensional quiver, right?
Yeah, so in terms of the arrow slot, I can hold up to 60 arrows, I believe. Let me look at the rest. Shortest compartment, 60 arrows, bolts, or similar objects. Mid-sized compartment, 18 javelins or something similar. Largest compartment is 6 long objects such as bows, quarterstaffs, or spears.
And I believe you have a long sword in there currently.
Unless Amric is using it, because I think that was the shatter spike that we were talking about.
I thought I'm not using it, but I thought that was in the vault.
Yeah, I think shatter spike's in the vault, and you would put on someone else's longsword in your quiver to get rid of.
I guess it could be Amric's old one, since he's using the Morning Star now.
That one is currently with Kaporin. Unless Kaporin gave it to you.
Then yeah, I don't think I have a longsword in there because
Okay,
I think it was supposed to be shatter spike.
All right, so arrows. If you guys are buying in bulk, just regular arrows, right?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yep.
So if you buy, how many did you want to get, Bryn?
I just want to get, was it 6 to fill out her quiver?
Okay, so 66. We'll put that at 3 silver.
And then I'm getting 20 because I have a quiver, just no arrows.
Okay, so 86.
Well, Rachel would only actually need 22 to max out at 60.
Okay, so then with that, it'd be about 3 silver still, adding Nori's arrows. So 3 silver altogether.
So how many arrows do I get?
20.
Do we each just put in a silver?
Sure. All right. Anybody else want to buy, sell, do anything here, or anywhere else in the town?
Seeing that Amric appears to like javelins, I will load up the second slot with javelins as
18
well.
javelins.
Unless he thinks that's not, or he doesn't need that many.
Amric definitely doesn't need that many. But if Rachel wants to buy them, Amric will pay for another 8 javelins.
Sounds good. So half of it's filled, roughly.
So an extra 8 javelins is going to cost you 4 gold.
He will pay it.
Well, you guys are in the capital town of the capital city of Ixia. Pretty much anything you guys want to do here is available.
Well, Rachel would have liked to have asked Arx what's there to do around here, but it never really had a chance to.
Kind of bamped away before we could ask him anything.
He did sat there for a while and asked if there's anything else before he goes.
Yeah, but he had already hid by then and wanted to just try and get into the conversation. But I guess Rachel would just go around town and see if he could find anything interesting. Particularly the large building on the hill, if I remember correctly.
That's the academy.
Correct. That was what I was hoping it would be.
That's a bit harder to get into. And many guards would shoo you away.
Figured that would be the case. But I'd still go interact with those guards.
Yeah, and with them never have ever dealing with a Kenku, they have no idea how to speak or understand what you're trying to say, so they're taking everything you say literally. And then after probably just a few sayings, would just start to try and just ignore you and shoo you away. And I mean, if you keep pestering, they might just arrest you.
I'd just be like, "What is it?" Just pointing up to the thing.
Academy.
Can I see?
Can't you see?
Look inside.
No, you need to fill out the paperwork.
Okay.
Let me see your papers. Stealth away.
Fill out paperwork. No, fill out paperwork.
I need to see your papers to fill out the paperwork.
Where?
Here.
Paperwork. Where?
Well, I need your papers to do the paperwork.
He'll go rummaging through his bag and pull out his calligraphy set paper that he has.
I need the paperwork that has all of your information on it.
And he'll just nod and he'll just get to scribbling right in front of him. And like his signature is like the picture of a whip cracking. And then
So basically, you give him hieroglyphics, okay?
and then yeah, it's like a picture of a bird afterwards. And then,
Imagine a nice vacation.
what else would he need? I don't even know what to put down otherwise. That's just what he would do.
Yeah, especially since like anything you write is just going to be in the same mimicked sentences that you already have.
Yeah, so he'd say, "I need your paperwork." It would be the last thing he says.
The guard just looks down at it, shows it to the other guard. A big sigh between the two of them. They hand you the piece of paper back. Sorry, the academy's closed.
Oh man! And then he just sort
You
of
see
like
people walking in and out of it.
he
Well,
just
it's like way
walks.
far away, but you do see people moving over there.
Yeah, he just sort of walks away defeated.
Yeah, Nori would just kind of be walking around, not doing anything particular, just kind of exploring a bit.
Yeah, I would like to say Amric's experience with big towns in general, especially in Ixia, is very limited. So he's probably following someone from the group, looking a little amazed at certain things, stuff that he would be unfamiliar with mostly.
I mean, it's a decently large city that you guys are in. Comparatively, there's only one other city that's larger, and that's one of the port cities. But as far as like constructed towns of Ixia, this one, it's got everything that you might need.
You have like a likeness city size to a well-known city.
Yeah, you're probably looking closer to, I want to say Chicago.
How badly drink a porn or hangover?
Level of exhaustion is how bad the hangover is.
Actually, it's closer to the size of Detroit.
Detroit.
But yeah, so I mean, there's pretty much anything and everything here. Town shops, smiths, varying degrees of intricacy in all details of creation. This is not only a hub for the government and the military, but also the hub for all imports and exports that go through large majority of Ixia. Pretty much anything that goes to any other district has a path through here. You're seeing a lot of the black tunics and pants of people who hold varying different jobs, but you're also seeing the different colors to their tunics. And Bryn would point this out as the moniker for the different districts that the people are from.
As we're walking around, Bryn's gonna keep an eye out for her mother, who she's apparently assuming is coming.
Does Bryn tell us this?
Nope.
It took Bryn an entire night to finally tell you that you guys would be here for 2 days.
That's true.
Still technically never told us.
I said a few days. We're not
Couple
ready to
days.
leave yet.
Where is Kaporin?
Dragging ass at the back of the group. You're
Okay.
hungover
That's what
from the day before.
I'll go for it, Chris.
No, go. You go first.
I was just gonna say, unless somebody needs him for something, or Cha's probably just gonna go try and make friends by offering his assistance in making whatever somebody's making in store to store, because he's got the kit for it now.
As far as that goes, anytime you go to like a store and try to talk to people who are making stuff, after just a bit of conversation with you, they just like will point to the different symbol on their tunic and be like, and then even though you mimic to them, they're gonna try and have the same sort of tonal conversation back at you. So you're like, need help? No, I'm fine, thank you. Why? And then it's like they're talking to a kid, and they're like, need job. Point to their shirt. Training. Much required.
As a carpenter, he will go and put on his coconut hat and be like, trained.
Points to a shirt. Paperwork. Official job.
He'll give him the same paper he gave to the guard.
Are you sure they didn't keep it for their wall? Just as a reminder of this
Magnet
interaction
on
they
the
had with the
fridge.
Birdman.
I was gonna say as like a band.
They just kind of like look at it, like turn it upside down at one point, and then, like hand it back. Take to the academy. Get correct paperwork for job.
He will do that and use those exact words.
Silverchild leaves the group again.
If possible, Amric would like to steer the group to any part of town where a lot of like artists and crafters would work. And he'll specifically be looking for anyone who makes small clay or wood statues, and he'll probably buy a few if they look really interesting, but for inspiration for his own crafts.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different like knick-knack shops and woodworking for decoration rather than function. And there's even stone shapers or stone cutters and even like as you guys are walking by, there's some jewelry stores that have small statues just made straight out of like a solid thing of emerald. So there's a plethora of different things, all in different forms of being like. One interesting one is it's a stone carving of what looks to be like a person's face. So, but it's like almost like a bust, but just the face, and about 4 inches tall, 3 inches wide. But it's hyper realistic. So you can get things of animals, of small buildings on interesting foundations. Like one building, it looks almost kind of like the building in Kaporin's background, but squished and tall. Yes, that one. And then kind of like leaning to the side. So very artistic representations and styles of different things.
I'll probably get 3 or 4 knickknacks of different buildings.
Okay, that'd be easy enough to do, and each one of them is only 2 copper, so 8 copper for 4.
Want to get some cloth to make some new dolls?
You have the widest array of cloths that you would ever have to worry about. So if you got a cloth in mind that you want to use, you have at it, buddy.
God, I don't know any particular cloths.
You asked for it. Silks, laces, cottons, a little poly blend.
When we pass the jewelry shop, Brent's gonna ask Nori, do you or Rashi, I guess, need any of those for...
Oh, goodness. I thought that was going to be
gems?
your weird way of trying to ask for her hand.
No. No. But
Bryn, you
I
got to
know
buy
you
the ring
use-
first.
Thanks, Rashi.
Not a problem.
I know some of your spells use gems, right?
No, that would be smart.
I mean, if you want more chalk, you might want to, or if you want to be able to have more uses of the spell.
Well, we've got 4, which we'll hold out for now, but do we have any diamonds for Revivify?
I think we had 1.
We might want to get at least 1 or 2 more, maybe. How much are they? 300? Yeesh, expensive.
I still Google cloth now because I don't know what the hell I need.
I mean, one of my new spells that I can do now takes a diamond worth 500 gold.
What is that spell?
Raise Dead.
Raised Dead is like a more powerful Revivify, right?
Yeah, it can go out to 10 days. So if we get stuck somewhere where we can't, sit down for the time needed to do a Revivify, because that's only a minute after.
Does it need to be 1 diamond?
Yeah, 1 diamond.
Spells are weirdly picky.
Basically, the way that it works is that the diamond becomes the funnel for the soul to put it back into the body. That's why it needs to be a single diamond for this specific one. Whereas something like Revivify, it's more of just kind of like, ooh, shinies, and getting back to the body. Where Raised Dead is more of like, oh, who knows where the soul's at, so you kind of have to suck it back up.
Revivify is just kind of like starting someone's heart up. Raised Dead is like
trying to undo decay and everything. I mean, we don't need to do it right this second, but it's something to remember in the future.
And then I'd like to get a few for greater restoration as well, because we've come into situations where having that spell would have been very nice.
Yeah, I also have that spell. But if we have like a pool of, stuff we can use, then that'll work.
Alright, let's go gem shopping, I guess?
Well, how many of those can we buy? Now I understand why they called you the bank, Bryn.
If you guys can go along, I'm just gonna be over here. I'm way too tired. Just
Shouldn't
don't
have
forget
had
to
all
pick
those
me up.
drinks last night.
Well, I was feeling lucky last night. I cannot help it.
You did not get lucky.
I know I didn't get lucky. I was just feeling lucky.
The only guy in your bedroom
Because
last night was Racha.
Just here.
Thank you,
You're
Rashi.
welcome from off in the distance.
As he re-stealths
I don't
into a
think you're
different corner.
I still don't believe we've gone over with Rachel that Caporn's in the guys either. So
Well, you were flirting with exclusively men, so I think it was pretty easy to pick up.
No matter the
I
age.
just okay. Well, Caporn's gonna go find a corner and it's gonna hang out there for the time being, or with a bench, hopefully.
Sure.
Boy, he's exhausted. He doesn't want to be tailing behind everyone. It's like
Yeah.
he can get into his own trouble without being around the group.
That's usually when you get into your own trouble.
Part of Nori thinks about being like, no, you should probably come with us, you get in trouble, and then she just goes, you know what? I'm not his mom. I'm done. We're gonna keep going. I need to buy gems.
So, you guys going into the gem shop? Alright.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting, when you guys go into the gem shop itself, there's actually what looks to be a decently rough-looking man, human, behind the counter. There's 3 women who are currently walking through this, and one sort of squat halfling male who's kind of just like going to different... He's got a little sack next to him, and he's just going to different things along the shelves and just like tossing shit in. And he finally gets up to the front counter. Kind of just puts it all on the front. The old man kind of looks down, starts sifting through everything, doing math in his head. Oh, it's gonna be 7,950 gold. The halfling gentleman kind of reaches into a back pouch and starts to quickly sift through, pulling out platinum pieces. Pulls out 2 bars of mithril and the residual gold needed. Pleasure doing business with you. Let your master know. I wish him well. Alright, thanks. I will do so. And he kind of puts his coin purse back and then cinches up the sack of gems. Holds it between both of his hands and turns around and... excuse me!
Nori will move out of the way.
He just kind
And we'll do the same.
of waddles his way through and out the door. Welcome to my shop. If you have any questions, feel free. And he kind of just puts elbows down on the counter in front of him and just quietly judging everybody. Not only you, but the other ones that are in the shop as well.
Appreciated. All right, walking around looking for at least 1 300 and oh, it disappeared.
Oh.
And Nori will look at Rashi and go, how many do we want?
I mean, like, Bryn, bank, how much can we get?
I mean, we all have our own money.
Well, yeah, but I don't have that much money. I can't be like...
I have about 200.
What did we say that we wanted?
I've got about 200 as well. Bryn, how many diamonds do we already have? How many was that? That lady over there took a big fart, so I couldn't hear it.
Sorry, I was not. My eyes weren't working. I have 350 diamond, 3 that are worth 150 and then one that's worth 50. I think.
Okay. I guess I gotta do the math out of the group.
No, please, you're not doing any math. You're no math for Rashi.
Meant that as the DM.
It's worth 800 and
We'll take the 350 gold one out.
so 400.
Okay, so that's enough for 2 revivifies. Do we want to pool and at least get one 500 one for Raised Dead? Or should maybe we wait till we actually leave to do it? We probably have some more other shopping we may need to get to.
Yeah. I'm gonna get one for Greater Restoration, and then we can figure out the Raised Dead one later. So Nori will buy a 100 gold piece diamond to have for later.
And since we are going to be going somewhere, I have this other spell. It has a couple things that it needs. But
What is it?
It'll let me give me a brief summary of like any specific information of a person, place, or object that might be significant.
Yeah, that's very useful. How much is it?
Altogether, that's 300 gold. It's 250 gold of incense and 50 of ivory.
Do we want to bring someone back from the dead, or do we want information?
Yeah, Legend Lore is a pretty nice spell to have.
Yeah, but can I just add that diamond to my inventory?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you're taking out the gold to do it, then put it in. And then I have my scrying spell too, which that one is a pricey one.
We both have scry.
Too bad we can't have the same focus.
Well, we can't use it at the same time, but we can pass it between the two of us, because I know you could use like a thing of holy water for it, and it would be like a big old group thing. There's a mirror, and then there's a crystal ball. That's what I believe the focuses are.
Yeah.
So it could only be one of us at a time, but I feel like in a situation where we're scrying, it would only be one of us at a time.
Well, true, but like, I mean, if we're already getting a focus, we might as well use it as our focus for all of our other stuff.
Yeah, Nora can't use that as a focus. It's like for that specific spell that she could use it. Because Rashi would have to hold that and her weapon and her shield.
Yeah, don't you know about Rashi's third arm? Is she not explained? It grows slightly out of her right kidney, and all it does is hold her holy symbol.
I'm surprised her holy symbol isn't her weapon at all, or like a hammer or something.
Usually it's on the shield.
Yeah. It's usually put in either on the shield, on the front end of the shield, or back in the back strap where the hand's holding. I mean, she's got quite a few different 5th level spells. 5th level spells is where like all the money starts to just deteriorate from a group.
See, this is why being a druid is fantastic, because all my spells are just like, you need a stick.
Like, she's got Summon Celestial, which takes 500 gold worth of stuff.
Imagine if I was still a wizard. We would definitely be broke.
You think your ass would still be with this group?
That is very true. You would have taken your book and run.
All of the half elves might be dead, but there's a decent chance.
No, Nori would have hunted you down, sir.
Yeah, there's no way we would be on this arc. It would be solely chase the wizard and kill him.
It's the Cusco and Yzma map where it's just the two of us running in different directions.
Good luck escaping. Nori can fly, track, swim, breathe underwater, all of that. Saren can't. Saren couldn't.
Well, if Saren had the drop and it was an ambush, the half elves would probably, unless you guys killed him right away, the half elves would probably have gone down pretty quick. The exception of
Saren was
Rashi.
notoriously bad for bad initiative.
That's true.
And saving throws. One solid lightning bolt and ye down.
But nevertheless, there's about 4 spells that Rashi has that she would like to get stuff for, but it varies between 100 gold and 500 gold worth of items. So if you're getting the one for Greater Restoration, she's going to get the one for Dawn.
And then I would like to start looking for the stuff for Reincarnate. I don't want to buy it all now, but I just want to slowly get it. Because it requires 1,000 gold worth of stuff, but if I can get like 50 of it now.
Yeah, what pieces? Zarashi bought the Sunburst Pendant, which you could get in this place.
What is that?
It's for her Dawn spell.
Helping. Bryn doesn't mind helping because she knows she has the most money. She also doesn't know what the hell to spend it on.
Yeah, she's fine. She can do that one without having much of a problem.
Yeah, for Reincarnate, it won't be at this shop. It's like oils and such.
Okay, that's no problem. Apothecaries are plentiful here. So no actual diamonds or anything. You got the one gem for Greater Restoration, and then Rashi got the
Yeah, I thought we were getting one for Revivify as well.
You guys were talking about it. No one's pulled the money out for it yet.
I don't have enough.
Because you guys already have enough for 2 Revivifies.
So, but it needs to be 1 diamond, correct?
Revivify is multiple diamonds. Raise Dead is 1 diamond.
Okay, then if we're good on that, we're good on that, and we can come back for Raise Dead. Shopping episodes.
Yeah. Okay, so a few months later, the girls leave the shiny shop.
Kaporan, if they come back to look for Kaporan, he has put on a performance for whatever street corner he could find, or he's at.
I bet you have. Again, this is the biggest town in all of Ixia. Not many people are stopping to listen.
While they were...
This is like Tokyo, like the amount of people that are moving and creating, that are walking around.
Oh lord, I was at Tokyo. I know how that is.
Amric?
While they're in the store, Amric's gonna go find somewhere where he can buy more wood for crafting stuff, but he's going to buy bigger, something a little bulkier, and I'm gonna DM you on Discord for what it's for.
Okay. And as far as the place where you bought your little statues, you could actually get some whittling kits for kids, which come with like 6-inch blocks of wood to use. So depending on how many of those you wanted, which also comes with small tools that could help fill out your thing.
That would not be big enough.
7 inches of wood? Heh.
Essentially head-sized.
Oh, so you want like...
Not, it's got to be tall enough
and girthy
to
enough.
be.
Well, it does if you're trying to do an actual face.
Yeah, more or less.
So you're looking for like 1.5 feet by a foot block of wood.
Essentially, I want to make masks for the party, like full face mask to conceal our identities.
Okay.
Out of what?
Out of wood, yes.
Wood.
I don't know
That'd be
if
nice.
I don't know if we
Rich
would
Oz
look
has to be
more
a-
sketchy.
Rich Oz has to be a plague doctor mask.
No, Rachaz is gonna. Everyone else is a bird, and Rachaz is a human.
He just wears that.
But if you're just doing like simple masks, then you're looking for more like sheets of wood. Can be done at some of the larger carpentry places, and that'll cost you. It's going to cost you about 7 gold.
Yeah, no excessive details. Very simple in style.
Yeah, but they are a bit bulky.
And I'm gonna need enough for 7 masks.
Imagine a nice
Hence the 7
vacation.
gold.
Is there a view of the parking lot?
I
No.
pressed the button.
There's no views of any parking lots here.
There is actually out my window.
Hey, there you go. Same here.
Probably
But
at
not
the
in
general
Ixian.
store. Oh, probably at the general store wherever we get the bedrolls. Bryn wants to replace the freaking rope they keep losing.
How much rope?
We're
would you like to
buying
buy?
lots of rope.
I feel like we lose rope a lot.
Emmerich will also buy rope while she's there. 50 feet worth.
Why not
Then
go
we'll
look
get
for a
a-
crossbow?
Oh god. Bryn will get 100 feet worth.
All right, so everyone who's getting rope, it's 1 gold per 50 feet. Kaporn, you never told me what type of fabric you wanted.
Oh,
Do you want it like durable outerwear fabric? Do you want it to be like clothes fabric? Do you want it to be more like leathers? What do you want?
I guess more of a durable, like I just needed a durable fabric. I'm making more dolls.
Yeah, I know
So,
what you're doing.
even if
I just didn't know like how.
even if
Okay, you can go to. The hide and shear. It's their leather workers that they've got.
okay,
And they deal more in like leather armor and like tougher pieces of leather works. So you can get pretty much as much as you want here. Like heavy canvas and things like that.
okay.
So how many dolls do you want to make? I'll give you an idea of how much fabric you should have.
Warren wants to make an extra one.
$27.
About like 6 or like about 6.
Okay. So that'll run you. That's gonna run you about 5 gold.
Okay.
And it comes in a big wound up roll, and it's going to weigh about 10 pounds.
Okay.
Anybody else want anything? This is the shopping.
No, but Becca freaking realized he might be here, but doesn't know how Bryn would know about it, or doesn't think Bryn would go get what's at that freaking store. Want to go find Fiona?
Oh,
I know your address.
Emmerich needs a new shirt because he's still got a hole in his.
Just showing off the abs. Plenty of clothing stores, especially in the center of town where you had gotten the wooden statues. There's plenty of clothing stores all around here.
I will buy a new set of clothes, and I'll buy some fine clothes since I'm got some money now. And then hopefully last thing, buy whatever supplies I would need to make the straps after the masks are done.
Okay. Especially if you're buying clothes, they have stuff that's used for like cloth belts that you could use as well. So they since you're getting fine clothes, they'll give you a pretty good deal on that. Altogether, you're looking at 17 gold. So that's common clothes, fine clothes, and fabric needed for masks. Which any excess you could put on the inside of the masks so they're not splintering into people's faces.
Perfect. Because I would not have thought of that.
You're welcome.
And this will be the comfiest clothes Amric has ever worn.
It's so silky, so nice. Anybody else?
Hirashi.
Yeah?
So, I'm assuming we're going to this wedding. Do you have
Well, I don't know
clothes
about you,
for
I
it?
am.
I know. But do you have clothes for it?
Yeah?
You do? You have nice clothes? Because I know we shouldn't be showing up in this.
You do realize I used to live where the wedding's gonna be, so I've got a
Well,
whole
yeah,
closet
but-
full of clothes there.
Oh, but it's
Well-
your mother's wedding. Do you think she'd want you wearing something older or something newer?
Well, I can definitely tell you this. If I'm going to a Durgar wedding, I'm going to be wearing Durgar clothing.
Yeah, and I was
That's
going to say,
fair.
we're about to go on a interesting boat ride, and I don't know if I want to take nice clothes on that interesting boat ride.
And I don't
Well,
want
that was my.
I don't want to stand
that was
out
my
at the wedding, more so than I already do with my hair.
That was my attempt. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
I had to try, and that was like the only way I could feasibly think about how would Bryn try to get nice clothes, because she's probably not normally one for nice clothes.
Well, we've got what is she at? 7 stores now? 6 more chances in other towns to run into her.
So, anybody else? This is the time to buy.
Racha would just restock on his pitons, so he'd need 6 of those. And then, did he get to work with anybody or no?
No, they're not going to allow any unsanctioned workers to help them.
He'll make his own stuff then. Just sitting on a corner.
Across from Kaporin as he's playing his music.
Exactly.
I do have a question. Is there anywhere we could potentially get another bag of holding?
6 pittance and cost you 3 copper. You can certainly try.
Yeah, I know Bryn would like to carry all of the other weapons she's been hoarding.
You do have a small hoard.
Can never be too prepared.
Between the two of you, either someone with advantage. Actually, no. Separately, roll perception checks.
Nora doesn't see shit.
I love the different parts of the scale right there.
Nori turns and sees an apothecary with like interesting plants and it's just like, ooh.
I was gonna say every time she gets a natural 1, she's always checking out Bryn's ass.
Well, see, she looks in the glass and then it reflects a picture of Bryn's ass. Bryn, you do, out of all the shops and everything around here, and you know that the towns are cookie cutter compared to how they're laid out with the other
I've already
towns.
drank all my shots. I can drink more.
I missed that word so much. I didn't realize.
You have an interesting already mindset of how things are laid out here. So when you guys are walking and you kind of turn expecting to see this portion of where this one shop is, you're basically already about ready to be like, oh, and the bakery should be, and then you kind of look and stop and you see that there's not a bakery there anymore. Decently packed. There's a small line sort of heading out of the door itself. So you're not exactly sure what's inside, but above it, it just says Milo's.
I'm probably going to someone who's at near the end of the line. Just what is this shop?
Don't you know? It's Milo's.
Oh no, I haven't been here in a while. So I guess what do they have in it?
Oh, it's the sanctioned magic shop of Castletown.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yep, you gotta get in there early. They pretty much sell out daily.
I see. Bryn will get in line, see if there's anything that they can get, I guess.
Okay.
If not, she'll come back the next morning.
Roger that. If you're just waiting until the line allows you in, there's a couple things, but it is like Black Friday, Walmart, just sandwiched like sardines in here. And even though there are things along the walls and such, you can't get close to any of it to really like read the descriptors. And as you start to get close to some stuff that might be what you want, it gets torn from the shelf and it's disappeared into the crowd. You realize, all right, that's how this place goes.
Well, yeah, if there's nothing that she can get there, she'll double check what time I guess the place opens, and then try again in the morning.
Opens at sunrise.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and by the time you guys got here, it's 10:30, 11, and they're about to close up because they've run out. Anybody else?
Horn did want to get a different, or see if he could get an upgrade for either his bow or like a crossbow or something.
I mean, they have bows and crossbows. If you're asking for a magical one, that's something different.
I would assume he's not looking for. I wouldn't be looking for a magical one, knowing that we're in Ixia.
Okay, so what kind of bow or crossbow do you want?
I don't know. Probably are you looking for a crossbow?
A hand, a heavy, a light.
Light is one-handed. Is that what it is? Or...
The hand is one-handed.
Hand. Okay. Hand.
The main difference between light and heavy is the distance, and then I believe the damage.
Short bow is a. Oh, you're talking about crossbows.
I'm talking about crossbows. Yeah. Light crossbow is D8. Heavy crossbow is D10. But both the light and heavies are two-headed.
Okay. Okay. Well, if they're like pretty much similar, then he'll just stick to. Yeah, I'll just stick to my short bow then. Sorry.
Okay. Anybody else here not sitting on a cushion?
Well, since he's got in terms of this toolkit thing, it works basically as any kit I want, right?
Mhm.
Does that include like supplies, or is it just the kits? Because like I've got calligraphy supplies, but that's technically not a kit. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it just takes the form of the tools used for it, not the supplies to make stuff.
Gotcha.
So it'll turn into a hammer, but it won't turn into a nail.
Gotcha. I understand that. I will hold on to all those kits then.
This is an
I'll hold
ode
on to
my
the
village.
studded leather, and I guess I can get rid of my old quiver unless somebody wants my old quiver. It's just a regular leather quiver.
Take that as a no.
All right, and then that's pretty much all I'd be getting rid of. Can I use it to purchase some rations at least? Something hardtack? I don't know.
Yeah, no. A used quiver is only gets you about 3 silver,
Gotcha.
but rations
Is it
here
a...
are 5 silver a piece, so you can get those pretty much at any of the food stores.
All right, no worries. I will take. I will stock up with what I have, and I'll subtract 5 silver per.
Yeah, so any of you guys who want to put rations in, it's 5 silver a piece for rations. Feel free to subtract and add as much as you want. So, does that pretty much take care of everyone's desires for this gigantic town? Okay.
I just don't know what the heck to look forward to. That's the problem with
That's
things.
kind of why I was hoping to see Kazariak, because then I would just ask Kazariak, what are we going to need for this trip?
I imagine at some point, Emmerich would have ran across some kind of theater or somewhere where people are performing plays, and he would
Yeah.
have stuck around for an hour or two.
Yeah, they have open stage performances in a couple different sections of the town.
Yep, just watched, probably tipped a few silver.
Yep, best one is actually a reenactment of looks like some sort of battlefront that was happening during the war. That one's pretty good. Lasts a couple hours.
I
Yeah,
do
I'll
want to
just
look for another. Sorry.
yeah, I'll just watch that, and then I assume they get like tips and stuff afterwards.
Yeah.
I'll look at kind of like what the average is and tip somewhere along double those lines.
Be tipping about 4 silver. Kaporin?
Well, I wanted to look for another copy of that book, the Maritime book I lost, or it got stolen.
You're looking for a copy of the Maritime Book of Artemir?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was already one of a kind?
Never mind. I didn't know. I was like, maybe.
Yeah, no. That was
Arx brought it with him. It's all good.
it was very much a specific thing. Kind of like go down in the archives of Artemir type of book. Probably could have been worth a pretty penny if you had sold it to the right people.
Well, we don't know that.
Nope. Where'd you lose it to again? I completely forgot where you lost that book.
You
We
stole
don't
a bunch
know.
of our stuff.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
That was on the
one
island?
thing that.
No, it
Oh,
was at the Fluffy Pegasus.
There was one
Oh,
that
yeah.
couple got murdered brutally. We had a bunch of stuff stolen. They used parents' poison to kill a man. It was great.
I missed that poison.
And then your response to all of it was, I'd just like to remind you guys that you're never safe.
Even though we already freaking knew that.
Yep. No, that's fine. I remember now. Those people made some good money off that.
Great.
Well,
I
good for
hope they get
them.
rot in hell. I hope they rot in hell.
And it gets pretty hot down there, so it's pretty much hell.
So they did go to hell, is what you're saying. Interesting.
Their cell is right next to ours.
They're the ones that made Richard's soon-to-be place.
They're getting the beds ready for you. All right, so with everything done for the day, you guys go back to the Fort Stone, have yourselves lunch. Less drinks than the night prior.
No drinks. No, well, I'll have one, but significantly less.
Amric will definitely have less, and he'll retire early to begin working on those masks.
Okay. But by the time that dinner ends up cutting back around, Arx makes himself seen at the Fort Stone.
Hello there, brother.
Hello. The rest of your compatriots coming down soon?
Presumably.
I'm assuming Brim's with Nori.
Always and forever.
Yeah, exactly. Unless one of us fucks it up.
Richard's just been there the whole time. They never noticed.
Except for Arx, as he just like randomly throws pieces of food up and back into the dark corner. And then you just hear a
Thank you.
Mr. Chop, you know what? I don't care.
Of course he is.
just like feeding fish to the seals at SeaWorld. Well, once everyone finally convenes down for dinner, and those who don't know what that time is, the smell drives you down, eventually from the rooms. As he lets everyone start to dig in, not going to stop anyone, giving the greetings to everyone as they arrive. So I've been to see Kazariak. The ship will be ready in a day and a half. So not tomorrow, but the day after. He does have one stipulation, though. And this one's a bit of a doozy.
What is it?
Each person is allowed to bring up to not 100. To 75 pounds of equipment. Nothing more. The way the ship works specifically, it doesn't take in the factor of a person's weight, but any unliving object does induce weight upon the ship.
What was the weight again?
75 pounds. Things like bags of holdings and whatnot would come into great effect here. And any money that you have, you want to transfer it into gold. The other metals are a bit too conductive for some of the places you may be going.
Where could we go to get that done?
Oh, hey, you could go to the bartender here and swap things out for gold. They don't mind, and sometimes they need more change.
Even platinum.
Yes.
Good to know.
As you can see, this tavern does decently well.
Alright, I did want to ask you a question. Does this boat affect seasickness by chance?
When you're plane riding specifically, you won't feel any seasickness. When it's doing its normal thing on the water, that's a different story.
I see. You wouldn't have know of anything to help with that, do you?
I mean, there's a couple different things that you can use.
Care to
You
enlighten
are-
us?
Well, it depends on how severe the case is.
Well, if the parents is significantly worse than mine, I'm just uncomfortable.
Well, if you take that stick out of your butt, I'm sure you'll be much more comfortable, sister. But as far as you go, Kaporan, and he kind of just immediately gives you a shoulder to block the probably seething eyes you're giving him.
Yeah, just death glare to Arx, just like, you son of a bitch.
I broke Becca. I'm not gonna say, but she's not able to speak anymore right now.
Bryn's gonna try to stifle back a laugh real hard.
But as far as you, Kaporan, is it vomiting? Is it blacking out? How severe is it?
I just a lot of vomiting, and I'm unable to cohesively do anything. I'm usually out for the count, more or less.
Well, there's two remedies I know for someone who gets pretty nauseous on seafaring trips. One you may like, one you may not. But they each have their pros and cons. The first one. Down the street. It's called the Cooked Clay. It's a very intense bakery that makes a very specific type of unleavened bread. Go there, ask for Dietrich. Tell him I sent you. And ask for the good shit. It is a piece of unleavened bread that, once it is cooked, it is good for 24 hours, and it will never run out. If you are constantly tearing off pieces of this unleavened bread and eating it, it will stifle the nauseousness in you.
And lasts for a day. Okay.
The other option is a bit more longer lasting, but it's a bit painful. You would need someone here that you trust with delicate instruments.
Jaw hops down at this mention.
Out of everyone,
Sounds
I
like
probably trust the bird.
Okay, go on.
He's got very adept fingers.
He
has
starts
many
doing
fingers.
the same. He starts doing the rave finger things like he did last night.
If you go to malfactories and mistreatments, it's a cleric and doctor's coexistence building near the edge of town. They can give you an injection that needs to be administered every 6 hours, but it would stop you from any nauseousness.
The one is the 6 hours and no nauseous. The other one is just helps with the nauseous.
And you have to constantly be tearing it and eating it.
Yeah, basically it's like because it's unleavened bread, so it's not like regular like fluffy bread where 2 bites and you're done basically. Like you got to chew through it. So
Yeah.
but it helps dramatically with the nauseousness to the point where you might feel a little queasy, but you're not going to be throwing up.
I would rather be eating than trusting Rachel with a shot.
Well, I never.
But yeah, so anything with the shots, you're good to go for 6 hours.
Okay. With that knowledge, Kaporin would buy one shot in case of an emergency. And
EpiPen.
then basically, if he needs to go get into action and he knows that he needs to be focused for what's ever coming up, then he needs that. But
Just
then
without the
what, alkaline? Alkaline water?
You know how it is.
So
Maybe that'll
because
open
it'd
your
be
options.
because it'd be really cool, would these needles or shots fit into his blowgun that I could hit Caparin with if I needed to?
You'd have to go and find out.
But basically, Kaporan's gonna get by this, and he's gonna give it to Racha. And if Racha deems it that they need Kaporan, Racha has that power. But hey, well, but Kaporan will do that the following day after they rest.
Okay.
Arx, are you coming with us, or what are you
No.
planning?
Yeah, after Arx insulting her, Nori would go get up and go exchange the gold and such, and then come back when she's done.
Amric will also do that.
You remember the whole god level event thing? Yeah, that's a bit more on my radar of things to deal with.
I figured. But, yeah, had to ask.
But good luck on the seas. Should be oodles of fun.
Yes. The Milo's shop. Do they normally carry bags of holding?
If you really want a bag of holding, you should probably already be in line.
Already? Tonight? Jeez.
Yes.
Okay.
The higher price items tend to go quicker. If you want simple, small enchantment things, then yes, you can go in the morning and pick some things up. But the things that are only made one of or so, those tend to get snatched up pretty quick.
I see. Should go do that then. And Britain's, I guess, gonna go camp outside of the magic shop.
Mine will go with you.
Give me 1 second.
Don't sleep in the cold. I'll make a shelter.
It's the warming season.
You remember, we need to be. Magic is okay, but still be cautious about it.
He makes the dome directly in front of the door and pushes everybody away, so we have to be the first in line.
Nori no longer knows you.
And it traps the person in the building, and the door can't open or anything.
Yeah, no, Kaporan will be the first to be arrested.
Stay here.
Have to get through the barrier first.
Against all odds, Caparin is the one who's arrested first.
Well, I mean, it's between Kaporan, Racha, and Nori at all times.
And Nori's definitely got a very large reason to have that, but oh my goodness.
Nori has the most chances of getting arrested. Really.
Racha merely pushes the guards. I'm sorry.
But as far as Arx's pertinent information goes, that was what he was told to tell you all. Since he's going to be going off somewhere else quite quickly, he asks if there's any other questions before he departs.
Racha looks a little uncomfortable, but he like whispers towards him because he realizes we're in like the middle of a random place, but he's like, God level event.
Black crystal stuff.
What is it?
That's what I need to go find out.
And Nori will come back, sit down, glare at him, and go, "Stay safe, you asshole."
I'm safer than you. Gives you a quick kiss on the forehead before walking off and leaving you all to your dinner.
Technically, Nora, he's the one who's lost a limb, so.
Yeah, but that's kind of my fault.
But he's never died yet. Yet. So,
Because I'm just a great roller.
as far as it goes, Kaporin and Bryn went to go set up outside of Milo's, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else anyone wants to do before bed?
There is one thing I'd like to do. Nori's going to go up to the room, and she's going to look down at her arm and go, "Hey, we haven't talked in a while. We haven't talked for a while. Soon. Doesn't have to be now. But I'd like to discuss our pact and apologize for being rude to you. We're going to be getting on a boat with Kazariak. I guess I wanted to ask you a few things about that."
Unfortunately, there's no response from the armlet, at least just yet.
Nori will sigh and just, again, because she knows he can probably hear her because it's reacted before, just goes, "Just think about it, please. I'd like to be at least some use to my friends."
And anybody? Like a frog, try to jump out of here. Anybody else?
After working on the mask before Amric goes to bed, he's probably gonna just talk to nature a little bit. And I think being back in Ixia, he's just gonna spend some time thinking about his tribe.
Okay. Anybody else?
So with this being a big town, is there like, in knowing that at least Ixia is more divine related, is there any sort of like churches or chapels around?
No. There are small obelisks randomly in different areas that people have towards the different gods, but no like set temples or churches or anything like that.
All right. Well, Racha will go to the one that looks the most like what his wings involve and sit down in front of it and just start sort of meditating and hanging out, talking to the rock.
Okay.
Is it possible to go back to when Arts is there for a question?
Sure.
Do you know how long we're expected to be on the water? If we should have any rations
That
like
one
that or any
completely depends on which planes you're traveling through, unfortunately. And even Kazariak's not going to know until he gets to the destination.
Okay.
Some planes will get you through faster, others might be some navigation required. Alright. Well, with that, you guys set up for sleep in your own locations and times, and some even in lines. But we'll go ahead and end the session there. Does anyone have any questions for me?
Would Bryn know what a bag of holding should cost, or no?
No,
No
not
idea.
at all.
Fun.
Expect a markup, though, for being the only magic shop in
Oh,
this city.
100%. 100%.
Alrighty, guys. Well, if you have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, we are doing this Thursday, and we're skipping next, right?
So yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So I'll see you guys Thursday.
Awesome.
Thursday.
Have a good night, guys.
Night,
Good
guys.
night.
And all those that stayed with us, have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Oh, goodness, mister. Goodness. Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing, nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.